get to know the artist behind the epic melodies, songs, and beats. Celebrating the best new music from around the world. This is the A State of Trance podcast.
Hey, what's up? My name is Ruben and welcome to a new A State of Trance podcast. And I have to say, because we already started this podcast and we forgot to press record, I guess because we were already discussing some things about traveling and stuff like that. But we'll get to that later. Welcome to the studio, Omar, aka Omiki. How you doing, man?
Thank you very much, Ruben. I'm great, and you?
Yeah, I'm good. I was just vibing to the guest mix that you recorded earlier. It's really nice, like a lot of ideas in there. So
thank you very much.
If you want to hear some new Omiki music, you have to make sure to check out the guest mix that we just recorded.
100%.
So what we're going to do this podcast, we're going to go through some of your releases that you did in the past, and we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff that comes out of that. And of course, I have a couple of questions that were submitted by fans as well. But I will always love to start with the very beginning. Like, where did Omiki come from and how did you fall in love with dance music?
Wow. So it was like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm 36.
So when you were 16 years old? Yeah.
Today. And when I was like 16, I was already at the school, was listening to some psytrance.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day, we had some party in the school. So I was wondering.
Party at school?
Yeah. I was wondering, wow, it could be interesting, to play for my friends, So I was taking some equipments that we had back in the days, and I was practice. For sure, I didn't was in the mood to have the best set ever, but I was falling in love, and then I decided to take it one step forward. So I practice with that kind of thing, and after that I decided, okay, this is what I love, this is what I like, and I took it one step forward, and after that for sure I start to produce my own stuff.
So I'm taking it back a little bit. So when you were in school, you were at a school party and you saw someone mixing or something like that, and you were like, hey, I can do that too. Or you were fascinated about the music, or were you fascinated about someone mixing the music?
First of all, by the music, and after that, when I start to look about the legends, for example, Armin and many others.
Mm-hmm.
So it gave me the drive to do that. So for me, I decide okay, this is what I love, this is what I like, and let's try.
So you started with mixing yourself. What kind of music did you start playing? Was it straight away psytrance music, or did you do some other stuff as well?
Yeah, it was a psytrance, but it was not progressive trance. It was more full-on trance. Back in the days, this was
the Goa,
which this was the most fashion, Asterix, Infected Mushroom. This is the thing that
the Godfathers.
Yeah, and I will say that Asterix was creating a competition to one of his tracks.
Yeah,
and it was one of the first opportunities that I was receiving. I had a different project called Analyzer.
I found that.
Yeah, in the past it was with another guy.
Yeah, and so those were your first steps into production.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this was the first project, and then we did the remix to Asterix, and I was we was lucky to win that competition, and after that it was open many doors for us, and I think few months after I already got my first international gig, and it was in Russia, in Moscow. I was 18, if I'm not wrong.
Holy shit.
And
was that as Analyzer? Or?
Analyzer,
okay.
Yeah.
And it was as a duo?
Yeah, as a duo. And Omiki, I think, was like
2012.
2012.
Yeah. But I want to go back again because I'm fascinated by this. Because there's okay, you started DJing, you bought your equipment, you were learning yourself how to DJ, I guess, and watching all your like Asterix, and you saw them how they were working the music. Because at that moment, so you're a DJ. You start playing some small shows, I guess, maybe. Was that analyzed also already, or was it just by yourself?
Yeah, it was. I was by myself.
Yeah.
It was like some small parties.
And those are the best, man.
Yeah, for sure. I will never forget them, you know?
Yeah.
And after that, it became like we became like a analyzer. This project, I think, was surviving like 3 years, between 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
And after that, I opened my project, my solo project as Omiki. And
I'm going back again.
Okay.
because I want to hear more about how, because there's a big step between winning a remix competition for a big artist like Asterix. So I'm still trying to find a moment that you were DJing and that you decided, hey, I want to make music as well.
Yeah. So okay.
How long did it take you, for example, to get to the level that you could win a remix contest?
Okay. Yeah. So it's a good point. I was like actually DJing for like I will say like even less than a year, that I was like achieving the point that I realized that I want to produce my own music, because I already knew what I want to play, you know, which kind of drops I like, which kind of drops I don't like in my set. And then I say like, okay, I know what I like and what I don't like, so why don't to give a try to produce my own things?
If it doesn't exist, create it yourself.
Yeah, for sure. I was like super struggling at the beginning. You know, it was like a different time, like 20 years ago.
No YouTube tutorials,
no presets, no nothing. Like it's like you and the computer. Maybe some tips from your friends, like how you do this and this and
some books.
Sharing some kicks, sharing some bass lines and stuff like that, but not more. And step by step, I was like, start to create my own things. And for sure, it was not like sounding the best at the beginning. It was take some time.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. But at the moment that I realized that I must to have some patience, because without that, it's impossible to get success. I start to get the nice feedbacks from the crowd, and also start to get some supports from like other big artists and like some people that I was like dreaming to meet. And this is like more or less like our.
Did you working in what software? Logic?
I'm working on Cubase.
Cubase, okay. So the first steps you took were on Cubase, and then you just taught yourself how to create a certain sound or style, because I feel that, but we'll get to that later. You created a genre that really didn't exist as yet, I think. At least that's how I see it. First, you started as duo, and now we get to the point that you won the contest for Asterix. You did your first international shows. But then in 2012, correct me if I'm wrong, you had your first EP release on All Recordings, which was an EP with Note and Tropical with Harmony Rocket, Old Spice with Roger Rabbit, and Tribalism, and Pop Art, Tribalism with Pop Art, and a solo single called Never Say Never. Was that the first Omiki release?
Okay, so Never Say Never, it's like this title was like there is like a meaning for that, because when I was like producing my full-on project, I was like saying it was like also like after the progressive trance was appear.
Yeah.
And then I was like saying like, no, I am like the full-on dude. I'm not moving to the progressive trance.
Yeah. So
And
you
after
want to stay
that-
on the fast things, but combine it a little bit.
Yeah, but after that, I was like slowly start to like what is happening in the progressive trance, and I felt like that I can give something to them,
Mhm.
you know, like to this kind of like a genre.
Yeah.
So I was like opening my own project, and this was the first EP, and one of the tracks there called like Never Say Never, and this EP I was like creating in Koh Phangan in Thailand,
Oh,
in one of the
nice setting.
owners of the Half Moon Festival, Jao, really good guy. And together we did it there. And it's a really nice experience.
Awesome. How did you come up with the name Omiki? What does it mean?
My name is Omri. So the nickname, it's for my name was coming in the school. And
so when you were growing up, people called you Omiki already?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. So when I decide like to choose and to pick a name,
Why not pick a name that's already there?
yeah, it was.
It saves your friends a lot of troubles, at least.
It was too simple for me to choose this one, and yeah.
Oh, perfect. So from there on, you pretty much in 2013 you released singles every single month in the Amplitudes recordings label. Amplitudes. When I saw that label name, I was like, wow, that's perfect. And instead of Amplitude. Tracks like Zombie FM and Music Never Lies.
Yeah.
Zombie FM I really liked, by the way, when I was listening to it.
Yeah.
2014, one of the songs that stood out for me, there was a remix you did for another legend of Psytrance, Yahel, a track called Bomb Creator and Program.
Wow.
What can you tell about that? Because Yahel
Wow.
is another one of those names that was like,
Yeah. First of all, Yael, for sure, it's for me, it's one of the legends, you know, and
one of the first to create progressive psytrance, you could say.
Yeah. And this track, it's a track that I really love, and if I'm not wrong, I start this remix as an unofficial remix.
Okay.
And then I share it with Yael. I got his contact, and I was like, just send it to him. I told him like, hey, can you check it? And he really liked. He gave me the okay to release the track. And if I'm not wrong, like 1 or 2 years after, we did like...
I will get to that later. I wrote that one also down. I will get to that one.
Okay.
Yeah. So 2015, I wrote down, you made a track with Ghost Rider, One Way, which was a melodic trancer, I would say. Like the breakdown is absolutely beautiful blue tunes. And there we go to Black Hole with Yahel and Leah.
Yeah.
Which are also the creators of the song Bomb Creator we just talked about. But this time it was a collaboration with them.
Yes.
So you went from an unofficial bootleg. So every producer that is listening right now that really wants to break through, make a remix of a song that you really love and send it to the creator, and maybe something of this. And then suddenly
you never know what will happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So while that remix got released, did you get in touch with Yahel, or how did that process go?
Yeah, we just like I think that I got his number from a friend. I sent him like a message.
He's like, "How do you get my number?"
No, actually, he's really nice guy.
Yeah.
I sent him a message. I explained him like that I did the unofficial remix for that. He really like, and after that we stay in touch. He really like what I was like creating that time, and then like I just like told him if you want we can do like something original together, and he sent me like a draft that he had, some melody and some singer that he worked, a really nice singer called Leah.
Yeah.
Which by the way I called to my big daughter Leah because of
really
her. Yeah,
wow, that's amazing. Does she know that? Does the singer know that?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if she know that. I mean, like the singer, she don't know. I think we never talk about that. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I really like her name.
It's a beautiful name. That's true.
And we did this track, which was like also very success, and many other artists was playing that. And for me, it was a super excited moment, to create a track together
with one of your heroes.
Yeah,
that's amazing, man. What did you think when Yahel sent you the first parts that you were? Was it like a surreal moment that you were listening to the draft?
I just got it, and I think I was like, I didn't go out from the studio for like a few days, It was like, okay, I got it. We're gonna do something, And
That's
we
amazing.
did like a few ping pongs, and that's it.
That was done.
Done. Yeah.
I don't want to make this about myself, but I had the same kind of experience just 2 weeks ago because Mario Picotto, he texted me on Instagram. He's like, "Hey, do you want to work on something?" And then the last few weeks, I've just been like non-stop working on it because it's one of the legends for me as well. That's the same for you with Yahel.
Yeah, 100%. When you
amazing.
got like opportunity and something that make you like excitement, it's the best feeling ever.
It's
very hard to explain.
And everything just in the studio, just like if it goes well, it just clicks and here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, 2016, I wrote down The Dark Side.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That was a good one. Tell us about that.
I think that this time of 2016, I will say that I decide to take my sound few steps forward, like to really take it serious. Like, I mean, like it was fine before, but
you were more playing around.
I felt like that in some parties, still like the sound was like not fat enough, not louder enough, not like big enough.
Yeah.
And I think that after that, I was sitting a lot in the studio and analyzing the things, how to do that right. And I think in that track, Dark Side, it was the first track with the sound that I was like very impressed and very like. And this track have a big meaning for me about the cross that I did in my career.
That you could say to yourself, I'm proud of how this song sounds.
Yeah.
So what was so I'm curious about that. So what was the thing that you are the most proud about in that song then? Like, is it like a sort of low end, or is it, what is it?
I think, the story of this track, it's a very nice story. It's like a very dark track, but very groovy as well. And I think the dynamic between the kick and bass was something that I never did like before, So it was like special for me. Yeah.
Was it the sound design, or was it the compressor?
The sound design. It's like to choose the right kick, to choose the right bass line. And I think that, at the moment that you have like a good kick and bass, after that, that's all you need. Must be good. Yeah.
Yeah, because I have to say, like a side note, because actually I was going through our Instagram stories. Like we've been in contact for a long time.
Yes.
And I was scrolling through it yesterday as well. And I talking about the sound design. I remember once when we played one of your songs here on A State of Trance, Armin was like, holy shit, this bass line sounds so fat. I was like, come on, I'm in touch with Omiki sometimes on Instagram. And he was like, yo, can you send him a message or something, how he designs those bass lines? Do you remember that?
I remember that feedback. And bro, it was one of the best messages that I got in my life, to be honest.
That's amazing.
Yeah, this kind of feedback, it's amazing for me. And there is like... not much secrets, behind. But I think that also in a sound design, when you have like a vision about something, just try to do that.
Yeah.
At the end, if you are, if you are patient, you will get it 100%.
Yeah.
Especially these days, which is like
you can find a lot of help everywhere.
Yeah.
But I have to say, because the thing with psytrance, it's especially with progressive psytrance, that there is not a lot of elements, so everything has to sound like spot on, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I think that there is like there is like enough elements in the.
There is, but you hear only few.
Yeah,
That's it.
I mean, like
that's the secret.
But yeah, the kick and bass in the psytrance, it's like the big weapon.
Yeah.
You know, it must be like in the front. It must be like really dominate. So,
but then all the details come, and that takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
When I listen to one of your songs, it's always like the sound design that you do, the reverbs on the vocals. I'm like, holy shit, this must have been like a list of automation of like this.
there is a lot.
Yeah.
There is a lot.
But
yeah.
it shows. It shows.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
let's go back to the list. Now there's 2017 must be also like maybe a switch in your career because you released Balkan, which was a song that suddenly got picked up by guys like Timmy Trumpet, for example. Has 15 million streams on Spotify,
Yes.
which is insane for like a back in the days. I would say like a psytrance kind of thing.
Yeah.
What happened with Balkan?
Well, I think that this track, it's like it was a track that this track was like the best hit from that I was like creating.
Yeah, I think
And,
everybody here, even though if you hear it one time, even if you don't know that it's your song Balkan, you would recognize it 100%.
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, but this track, I must say, helped me like to open the door to the rest of the track, the rest of the tracks that I was like produced before.
Yeah.
So it was like for sure 100%. Even till today, one of my best hits. But it helps me a lot, like to show to many other people what I was like creating in the past. So it was a really dominate track that I was like did in my life. Yeah, 100%.
It's because I'm saying it because I didn't. When I heard it, I was like, "Hey, I know this song." Like, "Hey, I recognize this song," and I was like, "Hey, okay." And then I started looking up how many streams it on Spotify and who played it on 1001 Trackers. And like, that's one of those breakthrough songs, 100% for sure.
Yeah.
After that, you started working more on Spin Twist,
Yes.
of course.
This was the first release.
Yeah,
on,
this was
Spin
on
Twist.
Spin Twist. So afterwards, you had more releases on there with Valame. You did Jump with Skazi and Judah.
Yeah.
And of course, this one you played also in your guest mix, Nale,
Yeah.
which is an absolute monster on Spotify as well.
Yeah.
Those are 3 massive tracks. What do you remember about 2018 that you made these tracks?
This I was like full on at that year of like I was like trying to spend like every day in the studio.
Mhm.
And every track thanks God every track that I was creating was having like a meaning, and people was like waiting, and each one had like his own hook and own story. But definitely that Nale took like the attention from that year, and even like till today, it's like even like lately got explode and got viral by some really nice video.
I saw it on your Instagram. You
saw
pinned
that.
it, yeah,
Yeah.
with someone singing along with it.
Yeah,
and-
like so we are 2024, and even like think about it, that many people just listen to Nale
for the very first time.
for the
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
first time in 2024. So
Yeah, because we'll get to that later about the Ritmo, of course, but I can imagine a lot of people find out about your name only now and they go back all the way to 2012 listening to everything that you created.
yeah, so it's crazy. It's even like if you are creating like a track, and even if it is not getting success, it could happen like even like a few years after.
Yeah.
like
That's very true. Yeah.
yeah, it's really crazy, and yeah, Nale, it's one of my favorite.
I can imagine, because
track.
if you have to watch it. So if you have Instagram, make sure to follow Omiki, of course. And I think it was one of the pinned posts that you did.
Yes.
With someone, it's a woman also singing along.
Yeah.
With so much passion with these songs. Like,
Yeah.
I never been to one of these festivals, but I really want to go to one of these festivals in Brazil with the nets and with the colors, and it always looks so cool.
You always invited for that, bro.
I'll take you. I'll take you for that.
Yeah.
Next 2019, you have a bit of a throwback because you went back into the studio with Pop Art, who you started Omiki with all the way in the past when you released your first EP with Never Say Never. You got back in the studio with Pop Art with Part 2 and Holly Out.
Oud. Like the oud, like the instrument.
Yeah. So tell us, was that like a throwback, or how did you get in touch back again with someone that you worked with so long ago?
Yeah, we are like a good friend, So this is like 2 tracks. Actually, Part 2, it's a track that we did like in the past, brief encounter, and we released like a new version.
Mm-hmm.
So we called it like Part 2. Very nice track, by the way. And the Hollywood, it's like it's like a very ethnic track that like a Middle East vibe that we create together. It's always fun, to collaborate with some good friends and to spend some time in the studio.
Just having fun.
Yeah, it's like a different vibe of like to sit alone and to be focused.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Another side question, because I guess one of the themes that you have in everything that you release is, where the hell do you find all these vocals and samples?
Okay, so samples, it's like it's a peer, like online. You can find them.
But
like,
do you do research, or do you download stuff randomly, or?
So I'm like I have sometimes. I will say that I have some days that I'm just searching. Like but today.
But where do you search? Do you go on YouTube? Do you
also YouTube, or like some even like old sample packs, which there is like sometimes very interesting things there, like that we are moving forward, but
we're also moving backwards.
It's good to check what we have like from the old ones. And I decide like to take one step forward and to start to create my own vocals and to look for singers and from all around the world. So there is like
Africa, India, South America.
I think now it's like even more like 70% like more original than sample.
But it always has like an ethnic feeling.
Yeah. I think that you are even more connecting to the track. I mean, like for me, when the vocal is original, it's wow. For me, it's
but the funny thing is always, because, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't speak Swahili or I don't speak Indian, but somehow people are always singing along, and I'm always wondering, you don't even know what you're singing, but still it feels so emotional or something like that.
For me also, it's like.
Do you do research of what it means really before you release it, or?
I'm trying. Not all the time. I'm having like the right like translate. It's really hard to find.
Yeah.
But when I'm working with some singers, for example, now I did a track called Todo with a Kenyan singer.
Okay.
She actually famous, Sophia Enzau. She's this is the name. She also have like a very good sample pack.
Okay.
By the way, and I trust her at least that she will bring.
You like just hope she's not singing a shopping list.
I hope. Yeah.
Maybe she just sang 20 eggs, 2 chickens, and some bread. No, I'm just kidding.
This I hope not. But
even if it is like that, it still sounds amazing. So why not?
I mean, it feels like But when it's good, you know that it's good. So
that's very true.
yeah, there is like many people getting like getting goosebumps from some other language, other like cultures and some other stuff that coming. So for me, when it's good, I'm feel it, and
you'll feel it.
No rules, and just releasing.
That's very true. That's very true. I agree with that. 2020, we're getting closer and closer. Well, still 5 years to go, but you released "Devil in Me" on Alteza, which was just, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was just founded by Vini Vici, the label Alteza. I've always wondered, who's the vocalist?
Meital de Razon. She's Israeli vocalist.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. She's very famous, in Israel. Wow, she had like many hits. Yeah.
What can you tell? Because that was before that I didn't see any working together with Matan and Avi with Vini Vici. So this was the first release that you did on Alteza, right?
I think this was the first release that I did in Alteza.
Yeah.
I got like a offer from Matan and Aviram, which they are
and Dima, of course,
very good friends of me. And Dima, yeah, for sure.
Shout out to
manager, Dima. Yeah. So I was like waiting with that offer, like to give them like the right track, because I was thinking like to give them like something that really fit in the style. I think that this track was releasing in the COVID. It was
just started.
It was planning to be released before COVID.
Yeah,
but you know what was happened? I was actually very, very sad that this track, it's like very dance floor track, and it was releasing at the COVID, but still the feedbacks was very good, and
people were dancing at home, listen to it.
Yeah, and I tried to create something because I really like tribal things, and I try to combine some let's say English lyric with some tribal vibe. So this is like more or less what was happening on the Devil in Me.
Okay, and then you waited for the right. So that was the right song that you were like, okay, this is going to be the first one that I get sent to Matan and Avi. And
yes,
to
and
release
they really support that track, and the streaming for this track was also very nice.
Yes, and then there's another release that came out in 2020. There was Psycho, Ranji, and the Aviva remix.
Yes.
Which also has 9 million streams on Spotify.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Okay.
Because Ranji is also
this is
amazing.
A very good one. I was like driving, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And by randomly, I was like listening for Psycho.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I told to my wife, please like take a screenshot of the Spotify because it's very interesting one.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like checking, and if I'm not wrong, the BPM of this track is 70 BPM.
70, okay.
70,
so you could double it.
You can double it.
To 140.
140.
Yeah.
Perfect, So I was like saying like, why don't I try to send a message to the singer, Aviva? She's from Australia.
Mm-hmm.
She replied me like after one day that it's fine to do a remix. She sent me like the files, the stems. I started a draft. Ranji is also a good friend.
Yeah.
We was like discussing a lot about to do a track together.
Mm-hmm.
I sent him like the draft. He really liked it. I think we finished it in like a few days. And we released it together. And I very like this track, and the feedbacks was really amazing.
So another coincidence that came about while just randomly listening to music.
Most of the things I think it's having like
sometimes things need to happen.
I like it, yeah. I like it.
Then we get to 2021, which There's another bridge that you would say, like from 2020, releasing the first release that you did on Alteza, the label Vinivici, and in 2021, in the middle of COVID, you made a track with Vinivici and also Timmy Trumpet, Far From Home. What was it like to work with them in that time frame? Because those are two absolute main stage acts, like main stage EDM bombs that they create normally.
Wow. To work on this track was like very, very challenging for me. I learned.
Was a lot of pressure on you?
I learned a lot of pressure I had in that track. We even had some technical issues that we had to solve with like replacing a vocalist after we completely finishing the track. Like
so the vocalist went out and you needed to replace.
Yeah, we had to replace and stuff like that, and it was like very hard working on it. But wow, I was like learning a lot from the guys, and actually it was like planning. We was like planning to do that as a collaboration between me and Vinivici. And after that we had like some idea of like adding like a trumpet to the track. And Vini came with the idea like why don't we offer maybe Timmy Trumpet to join us with the trumpet, could be cool. So they offer him, and he really liked the track. He jumped into it. He bring his trumpet, and we had that release.
Awesome.
It was also another big achievement for me. Also to do collaboration with Vinivici, and for sure with Timmy Trumpet was very.
That's amazing, man. That year also you had a release with Kobe with Blastoise, Bali and Wellrife, which is an Indian kind of folk, I think.
Yes.
He also did See the Light with Neelix on Spin Twist, which is also a massive streaming track on Spotify.
Yes.
And I have to say, because this was another thing that I came about when I was going through the text that we sent on Instagram, because in 2021 I was on vacation in Phuket in Thailand, and the hotel had like a performer with fire and stuff like that next to the restaurant. And every day when they did that, they played a song, like a Psytrance song. I was like, I know this song, I'm pretty sure. So at a certain point I had to Shazam it. And then Omiki Nale came up, and I was like, and then I texted you like, hey dude, they're using your song here all the time. So I had to share that with, because that was so whenever I hear that song, it takes me back to a nice vacation in Phuket. So I'm pretty sure a lot of these kind of performances are also using your music because of the ethnic feel into it, their energy, and
quite a lot, to be honest. And I'm very thankful about that. It's always very nice for me to see and to get some videos from some dancers around the world, or like some places like you mentioned, like
in the middle of nowhere,
nowhere on the beach, and like some stuff like that.
So cool.
So, it's very nice.
In 2022, another collaboration with Vinivici, In the Middle.
Wow. Yeah, this one, In the Middle, actually, it's like there I start to look a little bit on the melodic techno things, you know. I really like that, I was like checking, and we was like kind of like try to create something like in the middle.
There you go. Yes. In the middle of everything.
Yeah. So
that makes a lot of sense, because I wrote down also for the year after, because that's the year that you created Stay with Skazi and Lin. And when you hear that track, it already feels like you're starting to use the melodic house influence. The stabs are already in there, the synth sounds. And I wrote down, was that the first tease to later work? ? And I guess it is. That was like the first step into the direction of, let's say, a ritmo, right?
Yeah. But actually, even like before, it was like some other things that I was like creating, because also after that I was like creating like a unofficial remix to Anima, to Consciousness.
Yeah, I remember you sending me that.
And I was like sending that remix to Anima, but I was like, I didn't expect like anything, because Anima is like
he gets million tunes a day.
He get like million tunes, and he also like this remix was like 140 BPM. Anima more on the vibe of like 122, something like that. And like a few weeks after I sent him like the remix, I received a video that he playing like in Ibiza.
I remember that video, yeah.
Back to back together with Kobo Seal, and he was like dropping my remix to Consciousness, and then I was like,
wait a minute.
That's for me the things like start to be like very crazy. Like,
so again, guys, did you hear what happened? You made a remix of a song that you really like. You sent it to the producer, and it got attention. So
never afraid to do unofficial things. I mean,
and step outside of your comfort zone to create something.
You can always play that, for sure, to release it. If you don't have the license, you
use it for your own
sets. That, but I mean, like for playing and stuff like that, it's always amazing. I was like playing this remix a lot in my sets, and to get a feedback like that, someone like Anima is playing this remix. It was for me something very crazy, to see that like he playing like a trance, like without. He was like not afraid to do that, so it means that it.
I think that's also cool that he dares to play something like that in his set as well.
Yeah.
Okay, we go to 2024 because you released Queen with Neelix, another legend, also again on Spin Twist, also with Nimi.
Queen together with Neelix and Toxic and the amazing singer Naomi. Yeah.
That's a great track. And then because this is, I mean, I was just checking 2001 track list, the website where a lot of people posted track lists and people keep track of who's playing what. And Ritmo came out, which is 127 BPM, I think. Yes. Normally, you would say you're around 140, 142, something like that.
Yes.
So this is something totally out of your comfort zone. And I was just, the list is incredible, but I just picked a few people that play it in almost every set. John Summit, Korolova, David Guetta, Artbot, Robin Schulz, Anima, Alok, Lost Frequencies, etc., etc. Your track Ritmo with Argy, which has a little link to A State of Trance. I'm so proud to say that, actually. Tell us about, first of all, how did you decide to actually take the step back to 127? Because I can imagine you might get some backlash from the Psytrance community, like Vinovici may have had in the past. Sometimes that they didn't dare to do certain things. I'm asking 5 questions at the same time. So I'll just let you talk first about how did it come about, Ritmo?
Okay, so I will say like, as I said, I was like meet RG in the backstage of A State of Trance.
Yeah.
And then we introduced each other. We knew each other, but we never
just by name.
We never met. And we was like sharing contact, and like a few days after we speak, I will say I did a unofficial remix to RG to his track together with Omnia Aria. Which I think everyone knows this track. Yeah, it's like one of the biggest ones that was in the past years.
For sure, yeah.
And this one, as an unofficial, probably soon will be official. Yeah.
Nice, finally.
Yeah.
Finally we can have it.
Yeah.
Us mortals can have it.
So, but it was start from there, and then we decide like to do a track together.
Yeah.
And when RG offered me that, I was like saying like, it's really nice that we do that. What can we bring? Like on the table, like something new.
And it has to be something that you can both play in your sets.
Yeah. So we decide like at the end to do like 127 BPM, but with a rolling kick and bass.
So still the energy of Omiki.
Yeah, and the sound, it's like more, the kick, it's more psytrance, I will say. It's a different sound design. It's not like a melodic techno. The vibe is very trancey in the track. And this is how actually the track was born. We was like wanting to give like some emotional feeling, but still like some catchy vocals and like to give like a nice drive with I must say that the arrangement also was very challenging on this track. And
why was it difficult?
I mean, like the arrangement, it's like it starts directly from the hook, which normally, in the psytrance, I start
building into something.
We start to build it a little bit, and what I learned a lot from RG, it's like, to give like the story interesting, very from the beginning till the end, without like having like some moments of like a little bit of maybe atmosphere or like like to be interesting all the time, which is very important for streaming. If you want to catch like, I mean, like everyone, you can do like some underground things as well. It's 100% fine, But
11-minute tracks,
yeah. But I mean, like if you are really focusing of like sharing the real story, so you need to create like the right arrangement. So I mean, like we did like this track together. I must be honest, I didn't realize what is coming after the release. But when we slowly start to see the support and how people is waiting for that, because it was unreleased for many time. I think like 5 months, something like that. It was,
and everybody was playing it.
Like many big DJs was like playing it. Also, Tomorrowland, for example, main stage, like many artists was like supporting, and then I was like, okay, something
this could be special.
Something is happening. Is happening, and then like I start to talk with some other melodic techno dudes, and they really like the direction, and they really support. They really hugs, and I think that there is like many things connecting between like the trance artist to the melodic techno. There is many things that we actually do the same. Like
100%. Yeah.
Just the I think the tempo it's a little bit different, but
in the end, it's about the euphoric feeling that you create with music, or sadness, or whatever. It's the emotions that you stir up. Doesn't really matter the BPM. It's
exactly. So this is actually something that I was like waiting to do. I was like, sometimes you are in your comfort zone, and you are like sometimes afraid to go out. Like you say, like, okay, this is working, so I will stay with that.
Yeah.
But I really like it, and I say like, why not? If I can bring maybe something there. Yeah. If it's okay. If it's not working, it's also fine, Like, but I believe that as a artist, you need to follow what you love. And
I agree.
If you love it,
because
so
I feel
not?
like a lot of artists, they try to stay in their lane because they feel like, if I'm gonna release a 127 track as a 140 artist, my fans are gonna abandon me. They're not gonna love me anymore.
Yeah.
Did you feel any backlash from people, or not at all?
Man, I must say that I was worried a little bit. I will not lie to you, but I got an amazing feedbacks from my crowd. Like, wow, it's like, it feels like I don't know if my crowd take it like I did like something weird, It's like for them.
Yeah, I think it might also be with the generation of fans that there are right now? Because in the past it might have been harder. Let's say 2015, that you would make a like, you don't dare to touch my music. You know, you should never step out of the comfort zone. But I think people are more open to listen to different kind of things as well, I guess.
I mean, like, you know, we must to rebuild ourselves all the time, and to not stuck at the same place all the time. It's like it's not make sense, you know, to stand at the same place always. So I think that here it's like for many people, when they was like listening that track, it was really normal for them to see me do that and play that, and I think that it's a refresh a little bit, so it's really cool.
And I think it still sounds like you, so that makes a lot of sense.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
we already touched base on that because we went through the songs already. I think everything besides Dimension, of course, which was a track with Vini Vici and Liquid Soul.
Legends, yeah.
Also, that was the way to end 2024. That was a nice way to end it.
Yes.
You already said it, so because that was one of the questions that I had, that the Aria remix that a lot of people are playing as well, that's gonna get an official release on Afterlife then?
I'm not sure if it's gonna be released on Afterlife, but it's gonna be released like
released somewhere
very soon.
Finally. And what
soon,
about because there's not a big remix that's quite big, the Ray of Solar mix of Swedish House Mafia.
Wow, I wish it's like it's ready. It's unofficial, but
did you send it to them like you did with bootlegs in the past?
To be honest, I didn't send it to the guys because I did it after they did like an EP
remix contest,
EP for that.
Yeah.
So I was like delayed, so I just did it because I really like the track, and I did it for playing that for myself, you know, but also some others playing. But I mean, like, if they want to release it,
be my guest.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so now the tracks are out of the way. I still have a couple of questions that I want to ask you because, you know, there's just a lot of things to talk about with you. First of all, I want to talk about the psytrance scene because whenever I'm at a festival, like for example Dream State, I have to be honest, I didn't see the stage this year, but there's always like I would say like a special connection between all the psytrance guys. Like they watch each other's sets, they hang around the whole day. Of course, I'm talking about Matam and Avi, but also Kobe, Blastoise, and Neelix. What is the secret behind the friendship that is there in the psytrance scene?
Well, I think that it's like there is like no superstar vibes, you know.
At all,
we are very like eye to eye between like each other. So this is why we are like friends, you know. It's like and in this kind of parties, you know, normally that we are like all of us playing together. So maybe we have like the time to enjoy together. So maybe we taking like a drink, you know, which in like many other parties, you know, you're doing like mostly like in and out because you have like some logistic things.
In and out,
yeah. So but we are like in the psytrance, we are like collaborating a lot, and we talking. We have like groups, and
you have WhatsApp groups where you send music to each other.
For sure, like. Even not even not like even not like music. It's like you know, some
memes
fun,
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
of course,
exactly.
Well, you have to do that, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, a question I have to ask you, because you see, there's a lot of things that are moving around in music, genre-wise. I would say your music is in between. There we go. Everything. How do you see the evolution of psytrance in the next 5 to 10 years? How do you see where do you think it's going?
I think it's going to a good place. I'm really believing the power that we have in the psytrance. I think it's a scene that actually like having most of the things, but it's still like kind of like in the mood of underground. You understand what I mean? It was always like that, and I believe that in the next year, maybe it will go a little bit more in the front because it's like a evolution all the time. There is like
it's always
a
in
fashion,
waves.
It's a waves. But I think that lately and in the last years we received like a lot of support from a lot of genres like art techno, melodic techno, even like EDM or like others. And I think that at least I have the feeling that something good is happening.
I think so too. Because one of the reasons why I ask you, because what is happening actually, that's kind of funny to me, is, for example, when I hear a set of, let's say, Giorgia Anjuli, or let's say Indira Paganota, they say they're playing techno, but they are really playing psytrance.
100%.
That's what I think. So it is already going back to the main stages again. People just don't know that it's psytrance.
Actually,
right?
Indira already, she started to call herself as a psy mama.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I think she connected herself to the psy scene, and Georgia as well. I heard the last releases. She sent me. It sounds amazing. It sounds like 100% psytrance. So it feels like that. But we are like for sure we are very open and we are hugging. It's a very open scene, like the psytrance. It's a very open scene. I mean, like you can easily find yourself collaborate with the leaders in the scene very quickly, and also by the bookings you can get like the opportunities like very fast. I mean, like if you are like strong, working hard in the studio, you will definitely at the end you will got like you will got the opportunity. Awesome. This is for sure.
And I think also another exciting thing for Psytrance, at least that's how I see, is that Alteza is hosting a stage on my Ultra Music Festival in Miami.
Wow,
I think you're also playing there, right?
Yes.
So that's going to be a big highlight also, I guess.
Yeah, it's for sure one of the achievements that I had for my career. And when I got the call from my managers, Dima and Eliran, and they just told me like to check the calendar, like what I'm having in March, and then I see like Ultra Miami that we are hosting Alteza there. It was like it was crazy.
I'm pretty sure also for Eliran and for Dima, it's a big bucket list thing that they can tick off.
100%. Yes.
It's nice to see that these guys that have accomplished everything in their careers still have things that they can tick off.
Step by step, yes.
That's amazing.
Yes, thank you.
I have a few more questions from fans that were submitted. Toxic Brother wants to know what's the next release. When is
the next release? Probably will be my track together with Scyther. The name is Sophia. I also
it's in the guest mix also.
Play it in the guest mix.
Okay, that's the next one. Ashraf wants to know, when are you dropping Aria, the Omiki remix? We've been waiting for so long. Well,
yeah, we don't have
but it's coming.
We don't have the date yet, but it's coming. It's coming.
Nice. Emma WHNG wants to know when the new T-shirt collection is coming. Well, you're wearing one right now.
It's one of them, but the collection is coming with there is like a new merch collection with a website that will come also probably, hopefully, next month.
Coming soon.
Yes, coming soon.
I have one more question for you from Maya. Maya Carmon, how did you make the song Safari? It's her favorite. How did you make it? Safari, yeah.
Actually, it's a collaboration together with my good friend Tera. This vocal, it's a sample pack. It's from a sample pack. We really like it. He was like coming to my studio. He was like looking for some hooks. This was one of them. At the moment that we definitely changed a little bit the arrangement, the key of the vocal, but yeah, at the moment that we get the idea, it was like I think 2 2-3 sessions, and we had the track done. Yes.
Awesome. Well, I hope Maya that answers your question. That's all the questions that we have for you today. Thank you so much for answering all of them.
Thank you very much.
I think also for aspiring producers and DJs, I think one of the things that you can learn from the story that you have is that you actually should not be scared to reach out to any of your favorite artists and send them your music, share it with them, because most of them actually check it out and they like it.
We are human at the end, you know.
It's
It's like it's always nice if you receive like a good remix,
you'll play it.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
This is what I say. So we never don't need to be afraid from anything. Just do the things, and when it's good, it's
find its way.
Yeah, it's totally
even
fine.
Something like the Aria remix.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for answering all these questions.
Thank you very much, Ruben.
We're gonna follow everything that you're gonna do. I'm pretty sure that this year is gonna be an even bigger and better year for you. So
thank you very
keep rocking
much.
it, and don't be too big that you can come to the studio again in the future.
Thank you very much, A State of Trance, for having me. It was a big opportunity, and I will never forget it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was it for this podcast. Next week, we're going to be back with another special guest, Factor B. If you have any questions for him, let him know in the comments section, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in. Check all previous episodes on YouTube or your favorite podcast portal.